Welcome back, guys. I am really excited for this particular session because in this session, we will be using all the things that we have learned so far and we'll be seeing how to develop a line chart with it. So let's go. Okay, so let's start. So now we want to create something like this. So if you see this carefully, first we need to create grid lines like this. Then we also have to mark these legends and then our line graph will be drawn based on some data that we will prepare. Okay, so let's get started. So first we need those lines. So for those lines, it's very easy. Now you know how to perform line to, how to perform move to. So it will be very simple to understand. But let's start from scratch again and let's see how can we draw that grid lines or straight lines, horizontal straight lines. So it's very simple. So first, let's put a comment here. Let's just say horizontal lines. Now what we have to do is first we have to go at a particular point. So ctx dot, okay, before that, our very special function that is going to be ctx dot, what's happening with my VS Code today? Okay, ctx dot begin path and then ctx dot move to. Now let's say I want to start my line from here. So if I want to here, it's like around 50 from top. So y 50 and let's say x 100 something, or you can also choose x 50, but I want a little more space around here, so I'll choose x 100. Now if you want, you can also increase the canvas width. So let's do that actually. Let's say my canvas width will be 1300 in this case. So at least, yeah, this much big. Now you can also make it 100% full width. It's totally up to you. So now let's say it starts. So first of all, I move to 100 on X and 50 on Y. So I am somewhere around here. And from there, I want to draw a line and I also want to leave 100 gap here. So the total width of the canvas is 1300. And if I'm moving 100 from here, so I have to go till 1200. So 100 will be left because total is 1300. So from there, ctx dot line to, and again I'll go till 1200, but y will remain same because I'm going in a straight line. So y will remain same, no changes in y. And finally ctx dot stroke. And here we go, the first line. Now if I want to draw one more line, I know what I have to do. I have to copy this whole thing. And first of all, I have to move on to a path. Now I need to come down. So I have to move on y. X will be 100 because I want to come here only on X, but Y a little down. So I have to change my Y to 100. And then from there again, keeping same and drawing the second line. But now I want to do it again and again. So I can see that this code is exactly similar. The only thing that will change is going to be the value of Y and by 50. Because if I copy this again and if I paste it and increment the Y by 50 like this, so you can see my third line is also drawn. So rather than writing the same code again and again, what I can do here is I can put this code inside a loop. So I can just go here and I can say for let I equals 1, and you can run this loop for the number of lines you want. So let's say in this case I only want, let's say 5 lines, or you can say 10 lines, I plus plus. So this loop will run 10 times and it will simply make sure that this line is drawn. But remember guys, we need to change the y every time 50. So initially it will be 50, then 100, then 150. So what I can do is I can create one variable. Now I can also use this I. So in future when you create it, you can also use this I for some calculation in here. But right now I'm trying to keep it simple, so I'll create separate variables for better understanding. So let y, call it y line, something like that, because it's working for line. So I'll call it y line equals 50 initially. And instead of this 50, I'll pass that y line like this. And same goes here, y line. And every time it happens after drawing, I'll increment the y line by 50. And that's it. Now it should create 10 lines for me. And here we go. So you can see the last line is coming on top of the border. So if you don't want that, just make it till 9. That's it. And that's enough. So now you have proper 9 lines. Okay, now if you want, you can also change the color of this. It's like black, so you can make it gray. So you can just go here and just say ctx dot stroke style. So stroke style equals gray, so that it becomes a little lighter like this. So it will look good when the line graph comes up. It will you can make it more darker. Now what I want is I want some data, because before drawing the line graph or before marking the points, I need some data. So you might have seen cricket. So let's try some cricket data. So let's say this is a 10 over match, and every over the team is scoring some runs, and depending on that, we'll create a graph like that. Very simple data, guys. So let's prepare the data first. So we'll go here and we'll say let data. Okay. So basically we'll be creating cricket graph, just like you when you are watching a match, you can see different graphs being created based on how much they are scoring. So we're going to be following that. So let's go. So we'll just go over number one, what was data. So we can also keep it a simple data now, no need for object. So it's a 10 over match. So first over, let's say they score 12 runs. Second over, let's say they score 8 runs. Third over, let's say they score 45, not 45, that's quite overwhelming. So we'll say 10 runs. And then we can say third over you score again 8, fourth over again 8, then fifth over you go for 12, then 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 overs. Now these are death overs because we only have a 10 over match, so they might hit a little bit. So 20. Then again a good bowler came up, so we can say he gave only 11. And then the last over, AB de Villiers is batting, and we got around 25 runs. So now we have score of some team in 10 overs. So in every over they scored something like this. Now we want to display it in a line graph format. But before that, here I'll go and let's say, okay, this is 0 runs, this is 5 runs, 10 runs, like that. So we'll create legends here. Okay, so 0, then 5. Now, here is very important thing. Normally in our graph, the flow always goes like this, from left to right for X and from top to bottom for Y. But in this case, I want 0 here, I want 5 here, I want 10 here, I want 15 here. So I want to go in this direction. But normally canvas X always flows left to right, canvas Y always flows top to bottom. So how can I go up? So to go up, what I can do is whenever I want to go up, like see this, because I'm going to be using it a lot of times. So if I'm at 0, if my Y is 0 initially, so I'll be here. And if I want to go to 200, so I'll just say Y200 and I'll come here, somewhere around here. Now let's say someone tells me you come 200 from bottom. So how can I calculate? It's very easy. Whatever is the height of the canvas, so let's say in this case it's 500. I can do 500 minus 200. So basically from top it will be 300, but if you read from bottom, it will be 200. Simple. 500 is total height, right? So I can say 500 minus 200. So it will give me 300. So according to pointer from top, I'll go to 300. But if you count from bottom, it's 200 only. So that's what we're going to do. I hope you guys understood this. Normally we cannot go from bottom to top, but if you want to go, you can always go the height of the canvas or from wherever you want to start minus that much point. So it will give you that particular point. It is still working from top, but it will give you an illusion of that you're working from bottom. That's what it's going to do. But normally we don't want to start from canvas height. We want to start from this point because I'm considering this as 0. So if this is a 50 pixel gap, so it's definitely 450. This much is 450. So I can just do 450 minus 50. So I'll come here. 450 minus 100 will be this. 450 minus 150, it will be this. So I can go like this. So whenever you want to go reverse, whatever is the height minus whatever the value is, and that will give you the exact same point. The drawing will still happen from top, but it will just give you an illusion of calculation. So that's how you can go reverse in a canvas. Okay. So that's the technique we're going to be using. So let's go and let's start. And we're not going to be considering 500 because this is our 0. So we'll start everything from 450. Okay. So let's go, guys. So first let's create the legends so that you easily understand it. So let's call it vertical pointers, something like that. So it is up to us. I can just dictate it like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or in this case 0, 5, 15, 10, 25, like that. Sorry, 10, 15, whatever it is, the value in 5 increments. So first of all, I'm going to be creating a variable called as vertical pointers. Initially, it will be 0. Okay. or you can call it vertical runs basically because we are dealing with runs. So I can call it vertical runs equals 0. Okay. Now you also don't need to mention vertical, but just for easiness, I'm mentioning vertical. That's it. And again, I need a loop here. So for, and you can see there are 9 lines. So again, you have to go for 9 times. So for let I equals 1, again, you can just want to run it 9 times. I is less than equals 9 and I plus plus. Now focus. Now we need the coordinates. Okay, very, very important. So now in this case, x will remain same because I want to plot here, then here, then here. So I'm not moving on x. I'm just going vertically. So I'm moving on y. Okay, so x is going to be constant. So if this is 100, and if I want to draw here, so it can be like 50 on x. So here I want to write text. Remember, guys, I don't want to draw a line. I want to write text. So ctx dot fill text. Okay, what do you want to fill? I want to fill this vertical runs. So vertical runs I want to fill. Okay. And what is the x coordinate? I can keep it 50 fixed. What is the y coordinate? And that will keep changing. Initially it will be 450 because this is 450. Then it will be, 400. Then it will be, because I'm going reverse, guys. So 450, 400, 350, 300. I'm going reverse. So I also need one more thing that's going to be let vertical x, call it vertical y, sorry, let's call it vertical y equals initially 450. So here we go, 450. And now after that, I can say after every time this happens, vertical y will be decremented by 50. And that should be it. And yeah, don't forget to begin the path initially. So I'm just going to go here, ctx dot begin path. That's it. Now let's see. Okay, I only have 0. Why I don't have all the other stuff? Let me just see. Fill text, I think I forgot something here. Oh, I passed 450 directly. I have to pass vertical Y. That's it. And here we go. But everything is 0. Why is that? Okay, because vertical runs is not changing, so we need to also increment vertical runs. So vertical runs will always increment by 5. And here we go. I can see 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Enough runs in over 40. I don't think anyone will go beyond 40. Now I can also change the font size. So you know how to do it. Very simple. So ctx dot font equals, you can just say 18 pixel Calibri. Okay, that's fine. Good enough. Looks fine. Let's say 17. That's it. Easy. Okay. Now let's also create the x legends, x pointers. So it will be just like that, but in this case, y will remain constant and x will change because I'm moving like this. So whenever you move horizontally, x will change. Whenever you move vertically, y will change. Simple. So let's do that, guys. So over number 1, over number 2, over number 3, like that we can do. So it will be simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, nothing else. So let's go. Let's go. So this was creating, let's mention, creating vertical pointers. And now we are creating, now I exactly don't know what they are called. That's why I'm calling them pointers. Creating horizontal pointers. Or you can also call it x-axis. Something like that. Okay, cool. Again, I need some variables. So first of all, one variable that will display 1, 2, 3, 4. So now in this case, I can use my I because I just want 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. But yeah, for incrementing the x, I need some variable. So call it horizontal x. Initially, it will be 0 because I want to write something here. And then after that, 1, 2, 3, 4, it will go like that. Okay. So horizontal x, and let's start. So for, again, let I equals 1. Now I can use this I because I just want to go like that. I is less than equals 10 and I plus plus. Now y will remain same, so I want it to be here. So if this line is 450 and I want it to be here, so it will be around 470 because I'm going down. So ctx dot, first of all, don't forget begin path, and after that ctx dot fill text. What do I want to fill? I want to fill my I. that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, comma, my x position will be, okay, now my x is going to start at this place, so this is 100. According to this line, this is 100. So yes, initially it should not be 0, it should be 100. So 100, comma, y will remain same. So okay, again I mentioned 100. Sorry, I have to mention my variable horizontal x because it's going to be changing again and again. And here I can just say my 480, something like that. Okay, and now time to check it. So let's see. Okay, again I did some mistake. Okay, I didn't change the horizontal x. So let's go. Horizontal x will increment every time by 100. And here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But here I don't want 1 to be here. Here I want to mention overs. I want 1 to be here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because at 0 there will be no runs. So here I just want to mention overs, something like that. So what can I do is I can just put an if and else like this. If simply, but if I want to do that, I have to, okay. So we need to start I from 0. We need to start horizontal. Okay, no, it's fine. It should start from 100. But now we need to start I from 0. Okay. And if I is equal to 0, that means for the first time, don't fill text I. Please fill text overs. And after that, you can start filling the I. So everything else will remain same, but only when I is 0, that means for the first time, because I starts from 0 and goes till 10, that means now this loop is running 11 times, 0 till 10. So for the first time, it will print overs, and after that, it will start printing I. So now you'll have something like this. Overs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's it. So now you have generated the y pointers and the x pointers. And now finally, it's the time to create the graph, the line chart, the line that we want. So let's go again. So let's mention drawing the line graph. So again, the kind logic will be same. I have an array of data. This is what I want to draw. So let's start. Now, first of all, guys, before doing anything, I want to go back here because from here my line will start. Then wherever it goes, it will go from there. But this is the place where my line will start. So I want to come back here, and I know this what this point is. This is 100 on x and 450 on y. So remember this point, right? Always calculate the coordinates, as I mentioned in the first session. Always work on the coordinates. So the first thing I would like to do is begin path. So ctx dot begin path, and simply do nothing but move to 100 on x and 450 on y. And now from there, I want to apply a loop. Again, let I equal 0 because now we're going to be working on array. So it starts from 0. And now I is less than my data dot length because now I'm depending on array and I plus plus. Okay, simple. And now here comes the main logic. Now, guys, as I mentioned, this is what it is, right? This is how it works. So now this is completely okay, but now here's a condition. In normal logic, this is 450, but in runs logic, okay, in normal logic this is 50, but in runs logic this is 5, right? Remember that, guys. In normal logic, this much area is 50. In our coordinate system, this much is 50, but in our run system, this is only 5, 10. In our normal logic, this is 400, but in run system, this is only 50. So we also have to take care of that. So if I want to draw a line till 5, I have to draw till 50. If I get a run 10, I have to draw till 100 because according to coordinate, this is 100, but according to runs, this is 10. So remember that, guys. Okay, so we have to maybe divide by 10. Whatever point we get, okay, in our case, whatever point we get, we have to multiply by 10. Because if we get 12 runs, I want to go here, but this is actually 120 according to graph logic, according to our canvas, right? So I have to multiply 12 by 10, so I'll get 120. So that's what it is, guys. I hope you're understanding. Remember that, guys. In runs, this is 0 till 5. But in reality, this is 50 in coordinate system. This is 10, but this is 100, right? This is whole thing is 450, right? So understand that. But our runs are 12, 13. We don't have 120 runs, right? So let's calculate that. So first of all, I need a x variable because I want to move on x continuously. So let call it line x, which will be initially, as I said, I want to start from here. So it will be initially, okay, it's already there. So initially I want it to be 100 because from here I want to go to 100. As you know that the gaps between them is 100. The gap between them is 100 because we did this here. See, horizontal x was 100 and we always incremented by 100. So same thing, line x is 100 initially. Now calculate the line y. So let line y, it will be calculated based on that particular data. So initially that data is nothing but what? Your 12. But if it is 12, I want 120. So multiplied by 10. So every run will be multiplied by 10. If it is 12, I want it to consider it 120. If it is 8, consider it 80 according to the graph logic. And after that, ctx dot line to line x comma line y. That's it. That's all I want. So draw a line and then ctx dot stroke. Now you can also do it at the end, but you can keep it here. It's completely fine. You can also do a begin path here, but I think this is fine for now. Or you can also put it at the end. Maybe let's just put it at the end because begin path is in here, right? So you can draw all the lines and then at the end you can just do a stroke. Let's see now. Okay, we're getting a straight line because we didn't increment the x. See, now that's the importance. If we don't increment the x, we get a straight line. We want to go like this, right? So we have to increment x if you want to go horizontally. So line x will be incremented by 100. And here we go. But why is the first thing going here? That's a little problematic. Line x, line y. So starting from here, I want to go to line x, that is 100, and line y should be 12, right? 12 into 10 should be 120. So why is it going here? We might have made a silly mistake somewhere. Data of I multiplied by 10. So that is my line y. And line x is 100. So 100 and 120. Okay, yes. Guys, remember again, same logic what we learned. If I say 120, it will calculate from top, right? So I'm saying line x, that is 100, and line y, that is 12 into 10, 120. So where is 100 and 120? It's here, obviously. That's what we learned. It's here. But I want to look it in reverse. I want to calculate 120 from here, not from here. But we know naturally it will be calculated from top. So we want to calculate from bottom. So what did we learn? Whatever is the height minus that much. So 450 minus. So here I'll go and put 450 minus whatever is calculated. And here we go. Now 120 is here. But initially why it is not moving on x? Because yes, this is 100 only and I'm still keeping it line x 100. So line x actually should start from 200. And here we go. We got our line graph. So you can see 12 runs, 8 runs, something around that. Then again 10 runs, then again 8, maybe 8 again. So it goes like that. So now we have a proper line graph based on our data. But it will be much more better, right? If I also get like some circles around it, right? So it will look like pointers. So you can do that. It's completely fine. So at the same places, we can also draw arcs. So ctx dot, we know how to draw arc, guys. Arc, at every same point, we'll draw arc. So first we mention x and y. So same place, line x, line y, exactly same place. And then we need the radius, so we can go ahead with the radius of 20, a little smaller radius. Start angle 0. We want a full circle, so end angle will be math dot pi multiplied by 2, that is 2 pi. And then false. Like, doesn't matter how you go, it's a full circle, so you'll get the full circle. And you can see, but 20 is too much, right? 20 is too much. So what we can do is 10. Yep, oh, maybe a little less, maybe like 8 pixel radius. That's fine. Now you can fill these circles so that they become black or whatever you want. So just call ctx dot fill. And here we go. Okay, wait. Okay, it is big, continuing the path. So that's something we don't want. So guys, what we have to do is we have to write the same logic separately for circles actually. Otherwise it will do like this. Let's try removing fill outside. Let's see what it does. If I just put it outside, I think it will still fill it. No, it will still fill it. So if you don't want it, you have to create the circle separately but on the same pointers. So take the whole thing like this, same thing, put it once again, and don't call it line x now, let's call it circle x. And here we'll calculate circle y. Guys, it is exact same thing, but we are doing it for the arc now. Now we don't have to do any line 2, we just want to draw the circle. So circle x, exactly at the same points, draw these circles. That's what we need to do. Okay, no need of stroke now. Or maybe we need it after arc. Okay, let's first of all see are we getting the circles or not. Okay, there's some issue as well. Let's see what is it. Circle x. Okay, begin the path, move to 100, 450 again. That means we're getting here. And then circle x is 200. I 0, data dot length, I plus plus. Then we calculate circle y, which is exactly same. Then here we go, ctx dot arc. Okay, let's put the stroke inside. And yes, now we have to also write one begin path inside. So ctx dot, because for every circle a begin path should be there. It gets complicated a little with circles, but once you practice a little bit, it will be sorted. Okay, now why these circles are coming? I think I didn't remove the arc from here. Yes, I forgot to remove the arc. And that's it. Now I'll get proper circle. Okay. Yep. This will be now circle x increment. And perfect. We got all the circles now. And now the best part is I can do fill without harming my lines, because now circles are made separately and lines are made separately in a different logic. And here we go. So that's what you can do. And you know guys, you can also change the color. So if you want, you can go in here, ctx dot stroke style equals, you can just put aqua. So for this path, the lines will become blue. You can see that. You can change the line width as well. So ctx dot line width equals, let's say 10. Too much. So we can just say 5, I feel. A little less, maybe 3 will be fine. Yep, so you can have something like this. So guys, that's how you can simply draw a very simple line graph. So let's do a quick revision so that you're not forgetting anything. So the first thing we do is we draw the lines, right? We draw this line. So we have a simple variable of 50 that is incremented so that we go on y, and we draw this 1, 1, 1, 1. And guys, while you make it, also just focus on do the things one by one, because we also did one by one and we understood everything. So one by one lines. Then this is the functionality of creating this vertical pointers. So we did like this, 0, then starts at 450. Then we know there are 9 lines, so 9 times, and then simply we filled 0, 5, 10 going vertically. So we have this 450 and we decremented it by 50 every time, and we go like this. And for runs, we start at 0 and increment it by 5, so 0, 5, 10. And same thing we did for overs, but initially here I wanted overs, that's why my loop is running 11 times, and for initially I print over, and after that I printed I, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 overs. And then finally the line graph. I come here and then from here draw a line, draw a line, draw a line, draw a line, just like that at different points. And I'm calculating the y by how, guys? 450 minus whatever is the value of runs. Because if you don't do 450 minus, it will draw it somewhere here, because it calculates from top. We want it to calculate from bottom, that's why 450 minus. And then when we created the arc in it, it got confused. Both the paths got confused. That's why for circle, it is the same axis, x and y value, but here I'm calling it line x, line y. And here I'm calling it circle x, circle y, so that variable names are different. And then I create arc at the exact same point, and then I fill it. And that's how you simply create a very simple line graph that looks good. Now guys, you can work more in it, you can give more colors, and you can make it much more better looking. But that's it from this session. I hope you understood everything, and you will need a little practice before you can start with it. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next session where we create a bar chart on the same data. And it is much more simpler than this once you understand it. So thank you so much, guys. Please like and subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next session. Bye bye.